We're live. Welcome back on this fantastic Forgiveness Friday.
Forgiveness Friday.
Absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like. Hit those likes, share, subscribe, get in here, call them in the room, hang out with us.
It feels so long since we've been together.
It's been so long.
We've been gone. That kind of song. Anyway, this is an interesting Friday.
Hey, Uzama!
I like it.
Of course, today is still Shout It Out Friday.
Shout Out Friday. And Uzama, we're waiting for you to bring it, bro.
Absolutely.
But it's also
Forgiveness Friday.
Forgiveness Friday. What? We've had this topic before, but it's been a long time.
And I'm going to tell you, this hit different.
It's hit different. Why did it hit different, baby?
Why did it hit different? Because forgiveness is about so much. I came to the realization that it's about, everything is about forgiveness.
Everything?
Oh my goodness. Everything. Hey, Miss Phyllis, everything. Everything is about forgiveness. Everything that we think, that we just feel this way because, everything that we think about the way that somebody is doing or saying, it's not about that person. It's about some old unforgiveness that you got. You ain't even realize it. You ain't even realize it. Some old unforgiveness. The person might even be gone.
Very likely they forgotten all about it. And then
or the person might even be yourself. Sometimes unforgiveness to yourself has consequences as well. But I mean, it's not just keeping you from success in love, success in business, success in any particular area. It's affecting every area.
Oh, wow. We're going to get into it today. Again, I do want to shout it out, but I do want to shout it out with you.
Lift that up for me. No. Lift your thing up. Let me get untangled. Yes.
Lift up my thing. So, you know, okay, baby.
There was an entanglement implied there.
We can do that. Okay.
But what unforgiveness is keeping you from success? We're going to talk about it back in a moment.
Good morning, my name is Brian McNeill.
And I am LisaSantiagoMcNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. You know that there are some things that we have, or I won't say we've been everybody, I'll say me. There are some things that, from my perspective, I have realized that I might have said, maybe in my more shallow days, maybe in my younger days, right? You might be inclined to say that I'm never going to forgive that. I would never forgive that. Or you may look at a scenario of somebody else that somebody else is going through. You might say, you know what? They couldn't do that to me. Yeah. They couldn't do that to me.
Do that to me, though.
They couldn't do that to me.
Oh, if they did that to me, I would.
How much of that energy are you inadvertently allowing to occupy your heart? I was going to say a bunch of your mind, but I think it's your heart. Thank you, Susan. I missed you too. She said, I missed you yesterday.
Susan really missed you yesterday. She was like, oh, send me notes. What am I going to do with my time?
I'm back and I'm back, y'all.
I really want your thoughts on forgiveness. How does it show up in your life? And where do you feel like Lisa's laid out a bunch of amazing thoughts on it already? But how do you feel like it's showing up in your life? And is it holding you back?
Is it holding you back? Mm-hmm. Maybe someone let you down and you just haven't forgiven them. Maybe someone caused you
Very
a loss.
Very likely someone has let you down.
And you haven't let it go. It impacted you. I'm not saying get over it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying.
And there has been a time when you let someone else down,
Hmm.
and you can't forgive
Yourself.
yourself for letting them down. Holla. There's been times I felt that.
Absolutely. I would dare say that a large percentage of parents may feel like they've let their children down. Even if they've done everything that they thought they knew to do at the time,
That's very real.
sometimes when we reflect back on the things that we did based upon the now knowledge that you might have, you might begin to think, I could have did better. I should
You
have
were
did
a
better.
kid yourself having kids. Parental guilt is a thing.
Very much so.
Parents carry a lot of guilt.
If I had
Especially
just been there more or been there less, if I had just
if I had spanked them more or spanked them less.
if I had just spent more or spent less, if I had just got him into this class or that class, if I had just stood up for him,
So
whatever
many
the case is.
psychologists start off their practice with stuff like your mom did love your sister better than you, and you could forgive yourself. You did the best you could with what you knew at that
At the
time.
time, sometimes we gotta remember. Not sometimes, but so much.
Forgive yourself is what my point was.
Yes, absolutely. And hindsight is always 2020. You
Boy, you the
always
better.
can see and think and realize better after having gone through it than you could while you were in it.
Just think about that. Have you ever met anybody or saw anybody that was perfect, that said and did everything right all the time? And why expect that of yourself?
Not like
You're not going to say and do everything right all the time.
that's true.
Forgiveness is such a, you've opened me up, baby. You've already expanded my thoughts on forgiveness
Well, go ahead and dig into it.
because,
Have you ever been taken advantage of by someone who was really good at what they did, and you were not taken advantage of by them? You were taken advantage of by yourself. You began to think that if I was just smarter, I would have
mm,
done better with that information. And you began to feel as if you let yourself down. Susan said, I had a very disabled child and a younger sister that helped me take care of him. At some point in the last 10 years, I apologize for all the things I wish I had done during her childhood.
yeah,
I would think that that's a real thing.
that's very, very real. And I appreciate your
Thank you for that
transparency,
candor.
Susan,
Absolutely.
and even me. We all do. But the more I sit here and think, because you really have expanded my thoughts, we all need to embrace this concept of forgiveness in all areas. Forgiveness. And forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. Forgiveness for yourself. Not forgiving,
Right.
choosing not forgiving is tantamount to taking poison
And
and
waiting.
hoping for the other person to get sick or die.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Taking poison and waiting for someone else to die is unforgiveness, it's impact.
Because you will get sick.
Absolutely.
It shortens your life. And, unforgiveness can lead to held on to stressors, which impact your body physically
Yeah,
in a
your
lot of
health.
ways.
Absolutely.
In a lot of ways, stress, you think you got sick or whatever, but your body could need a rest because you're taxing it by holding on to unforgiveness and stress. You're causing your body to work harder by holding on to unforgiveness.
Absolutely. I believe that unforgiveness can definitely be a catalyst for illness and things like cancer and stomach things and and heart things
and back things, stomach problems. Bill Burr, he's going for funny, but we talked about why is him and all his four brothers all had stomach problems growing up, intestinal problems, because when they were kids, they were afraid of their dad. Mm-hmm. And their dad put pressure on them. Daddy's home. He's going to find something. Did you clean this? Ah! They were so stressed about their dad. He was always yelling at them, and they all grew up with problems. It's because of the stress they felt through their whole childhood. Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. And some of that stress is unwitting stress. Some stresses that people feel like they're putting they are being that is being put on them is by a person that is not considering that they're being stressful. They're just filled with idiosyncrasies of their own, and it's like a landmine.
I saw that from Brooklyn, New York, and my senior year in high school, we came to Durham, North Carolina, and I'm fly guy from New York, and I got a fly girlfriend, man. She was fine. She almost looked as good as Lisa. Okay, I mean, body, everything, fine as heck. And I used to walk her home every day. And but one time I was there, and I always would chill at her house too. Yeah, but we was there one day, and I'm sitting on the couch with my arm around her. Mom is there, and her two younger sisters. I mean, her younger brother and her younger sister are there too. Okay, and her brother's not that much younger than her. So we're sitting there. Everybody's cool. Everybody's calm. And then they heard a car pull in the driveway. Daddy's home! It was like a tornado, baby. I'm sitting there. She gone. Okay. Everybody's moving. They move to make sure everything is right. They had to rush and unlock the front door because when Dad hit the front porch, he didn't want to have to bother using his key.
Oh no, so, he did that.
They had to unlock the door to make sure the door was unlocked. And I couldn't believe Mom was scared. The kids was all scared. Dad walked in with a smile on his face, but they were panicked because Daddy's home. He was yelling, Karen, get your crayons and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't believe. I went home and told my sister Stacy, and we clowned that for so long. Oh, but that's how they lived every day.
Absolutely. Actually, I can empathize with them in this scenario. I didn't have to deal with it every day because my grandmother was more often than not at home already in the house. But whenever she was not in the house and we got home from school before her, honey, the first thing you knew, and I think many of those of a certain age can remember this, be found doing. Don't be found sitting. You don't get to sit or lay down when grandma is walking in the house.
You're just sitting on the couch.
You just sitting on the house. I don't care if there's water in the pot, stir the pot and the water. I don't care if there's a coffee table. We used to keep a rag on the coffee table because that's one way that you can just reach out and show yourself doing. You can reach out and wipe off that coffee table. You kept the broom close by. I don't care if the room was already swept. When that door opened, because she didn't lock it. So when it opened, you had a point of a second to get something in your hand so that when she saw you, you were doing.
In the military, they called it, if you got time to lean, you've got time to clean. If they caught you leaning on something, chilling, oh, we got to find something for you to clean.
But that may be something I need to express forgiveness for, because I think that's the reason why I don't go out of my way anymore to do certain stuff. Like I don't have to do it away. Well, I go out of my way to do the things that I enjoy. I enjoy serving people. I enjoy making people feel loved and taken care of. But I do not enjoy cleaning at all. It's like,
oh my gosh! Now, Susan, what she just said is real. She wants a clean house, and we do hire house cleaners, for every other week, to make sure the house is up because she don't get paid to clean the house.
Cleaning.
Well, let me tell you how it manifests in our house. This is how what she just said. This is how it manifests in our house. The house cleaner is coming. So we should probably do something here. Oh no, she hates the thought of pre-cleaning.
Oh Jesus!
It just drives her batty. I'm not gonna clean up for the house. That is not necessarily cleaning up, but the thought of pre-doing anything.
We've had to let go several housekeepers who made it seem like it was my job to make their job easier.
I don't have a problem with it, but Lisa did.
Promise you, I am not paying you
if the
to work
says, look, I want you to do your own dishes.
This will be your last time coming. Have a great day and have a nice life. Hey, Monique, what unforgiveness is keeping you
instructions on how to do
honey?
Because you don't want to hear the instructions.
Ooh, thank you. And it was a pleasure meeting you.
Housekeepers in the future, if you get to work at my house, do not give Lisa any instructions. She's paying you. Don't give her.
Not a one.
Oh, Jay, Maddie, I'm so happy
Good
that you're here.
morning.
Monique,
What
I'm so happy that you're here.
unforgiveness
We're talking about
is
forgiveness today.
keeping you from your success? Hey, Naeem. Good
Naeem, how
morning.
you
Good
doing?
morning.
Forgiveness Friday. This is still shout out Friday, but
Absolutely.
forgiveness, the thought of forgiveness is way big. If you just take a moment,
Mhm.
forgiving other people, forgiving other times, forgiving yourself. It's
Mhm.
a big concept. What say you about the power of forgiveness, Jay Mattier? What say you, Susan? What say you, Monique, about forgiveness?
You know, it's so important that yesterday ended last night. And we say that a
We
lot.
say that a
We
lot.
say that a lot
Mhm.
as far as holding grudges and holding
Or
on
feeling guilty
to,
about what you haven't done up until this moment.
right. Let that go. But that is another form of forgiving yourself for all the things that you did not accomplish. But then that actually brings us to the place that where is unforgiveness useful? Well, maybe not unforgiveness, but guilt. What is the
Where is it
value of
useful?
guilt? Yes.
Mm. Monique
Um,
says, must forgive yourself first, then you can move on.
remember,
Remember, hurt
hurt
people
people
hurt
hurt people.
people. Yeah,
Absolutely.
someone doing something obnoxious, they've been hurt. Jay Matty admits,
Forgiveness frees
frees
you.
you, frees you. You know, I'm sitting here in my chair right now thinking about how often I find myself saying to a client or potential client or even a past client that yesterday
Yesterday
ended
ended
last
last
night.
night.
Why do I have to say it so much? Is because we forget as adults.
Yeah.
We hold on to it. Look, you can't do
Every
yesterday
time I
again.
do such and such, and every time I try to such and such, and every time I think about doing such and such, I mess it up by the numbers, and I da 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 da
Yeah,
da and da
I'm
da
messing
da.
it up. Am I a screw up because I messed this up before? Yesterday ended last night. You're not the same person you were yesterday. You've learned something since then.
Uzama says North Carolina's House has passed HB 92, allowing a digital asset investments with a 5% cap, while the Senate is considering
SB 327 to permit up to 10% of public funds to be invested in Bitcoin.
this positions North Carolina alongside the states
Alongside
at,
states like
like
Texas and
Texas and
Arizona.
Arizona in advancing Bitcoin legislation. Learn more at coachuzama.com/Bitcoin.
Scroll up, please. Above.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Monique says, once you hurt me, I forgive you, but I will still say hello, but will never hold a
Yeah.
conversation.
How you doing?
So that's forgiveness with a boundary.
And I see that as Monique protecting herself,
Absolutely.
protecting herself. I will forgive you because I don't need to be pained by you, but I don't need to
But we're
entertain
kind
you.
of done.
Yeah.
Have a nice life.
Peace, two fingers. We good. You good, but you good over there.
Monique said, I want to help businesses that use artificial intelligence to make their life easier and grow their businesses. I am currently looking for 5 businesses that I can help for free while I am getting testimonials.
Really? Okay. 5 businesses that I can help for free. I want to help businesses use artificial intelligence to make their life easier. Okay. I heard you.
Amen, Susan. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, today is Forgiveness Friday. And the question on the table is what unforgiveness is keeping you from success?
I had an interesting thing yesterday. Yesterday, we hosted Business Club. We host this every Thursday at 1 p.m. locally, live in person networking. And we got a great location, and it's always a sales. Ours is called Growth Club, but it's networking and sales training and all that kind of stuff. And last week, I gave a lesson at Business Club, and one of the people that was at Business Club, Susan, he came in. He was very happy to be there again, and last week was his first week, and yesterday was his second time there. He came in with a gift bag with a bottle of wine in it. He goes, Brian, I want to give this to you. I'm like, really? I'm like, thank you. What's this? He goes, well, I got so much value last week. I wanted to thank you for that. I'm like, what? I mean, I could not think about it. I appreciate it. I shook his hand. Thank you very much. That's really, really nice of you. And I sat the bottle of wine down over on the side over there. But even like next 5, 10 minutes, I was thinking, what would inspire him to go to the store, get the wine, and then think about putting it in a gift bag to give to somebody that he has only met once. I felt gratitude for him. I wanted to teach more, and I did too. I started getting into it. It was an
Amen.
interesting thing
Tony
for me.
says, always have boundaries.
Always have boundaries.
Always have
You don't get to
boundaries.
just talk to her or treat her or be in her space in any kind of way. She's got some boundaries on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think my forgiveness, I have to forgive myself for um, taking so long to understand boundaries.
Mm.
I did not have very many boundaries after in my adulthood. I didn't. It was actually almost a badge of honor for me. I thought that by not having boundaries that I had forgiven and released everything, and I was actually allowing more things to encroach upon my space than I should have. I'm not valuing me. So I apologize to me.
Well, good. Is that something that you could do? Apologize to yourself. Have you ever apologized to yourself? I'm not sure I ever have really apologized to myself. And it seems like such an affirming, uh, loving, and strong thing that you can do for yourself. Apologize to yourself. You know, Brian, you did the best you could at the time, man. Don't feel guilty about that anymore.
Mhm.
That guilt that you feel behind that, let that go. Because it
Mhm.
doesn't serve you at all anymore. It doesn't serve me. One of my chief guilts in life, is not being there every day for my children because the
Mhm.
parents and I broke up. The mom and I broke up, so I had to become the every other weekend dad. Okay,
Mhm.
and I was that every other weekend dad, but I feel sometimes, Susan, I feel guilt of not being there every day when they came home from school and all that kind of stuff. I can't undo any of that, and I'm not alone in that thought. There's millions of people that have that same thought, but boy, do I need to forgive myself for that.
We do have to sometimes. I know that in in the uh in the 12 step programs, there is one of the steps is accepting responsibility, right? So for those that you have hurt along the way, it's important for us where it doesn't cause more harm to extend your um, ownership
Apology.
for the
Okay.
problem, right? An apology, right?
hmm The 12
Absolutely.
step program she's talking about is for Alcohol Anonymous, the AA program.
Well, AANA, all of them have the
Narcotics,
same
yes, yeah,
12 steps.
yes, but that's where they're coming from.
Mhm.
And from what I understand, these 12 steps have been like really the only things that's had even a modicum of success. Okay, just these programs, they do have some success that they can highlight. These kind of programs. Step one is admitting, that you have a problem, that you're an addict,
Mhm.
admitting it. You know, so.
Absolutely. I think that they are important. I think that the language that we use to talk to ourselves is really, really important. Susan said, I've apologized to myself. When my
Slow
son
down.
died,
She has
I,
apologized
ha-
to herself.
I have apologized to myself.
Mhm.
When my son died, I heard him have a bad seizure
Oh
around
my goodness.
1:30 a.m. And I thought I slept through his death. My daughter recently told me that she heard him have a seizure shortly before we found him. I had to let go of my pain
Mhm.
and where I thought I was to blame.
Yeah, that's tough.
I'm glad your daughter gave you that gift.
And I'm glad that you have apologized to yourself.
Absolutely.
Um, that's tough. I can imagine.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
you deserve forgiveness. And your son wouldn't want you carrying that.
Mm-mm.
Not another day.
Not at all.
Mhm.
And the thing is, so often it's unnecessary guilt. It's guilt that we don't realize is not serving us. I believe that some guilt can serve us.
Yeah, you started to make that point. We didn't get there all the way, but we want to go back. But Susan said it
It
was
was a
a gift.
gift.
So how do you believe guilt? Where are you talking about where guilt serves us?
So guilt serves us when it brings to our awareness that we could have done something different. That's not to say that we can't go back and do something different, but we can go forward doing something
So the
different.
next time you're in that
So the next
situation,
time that you're in that situation, you can do something differently,
okay.
right? I think guilt also is it allows us to reflect because we don't like that feeling. So it makes us take a second look at the experience so that we can see how we could change ourselves moving forward. You gotta understand guilt is not gonna help you. It's not a time machine.
Not anything from yesterday.
No, no, not at all. It's not going to fix that. But going forward, it can shape you. It can shape you, but you don't want to allow it to take you away from who and what you are.
Sent my wife a meme yesterday. I don't know if you saw it or not. And this man is coming to bed. His wife's already in bed. She's sitting up with a sweet smile on her face. Did you see that? She's sitting there just smiling sweetly, and he's like looking at her, not taking his eyes off her. And she's just smiling sweetly, and he's like carefully moving the covers back. And she's just sitting there looking at him, smiling sweetly. And he slowly eases in, but he's still got a wary look on her.
Skeptical.
Yeah.
He did something wrong.
Well, no. Let me hear it out. So he kind of pull the cup and he slides in and he lays his head down. And then she comes up with her ice cup. Honey, can you give me some ice, please, and some water in this cup? And he jumps up and throws the cup out. Knew it. And snatches it. Because he knew as soon as he got laid down, she was going to ask him to go get some ice.
That's a funny joke in our house. Because I love and I need ice in my cup. I used to like my water room temperature, but now that water is practically my only sustenance, I like it to be cold. And I get as much ice in my cup as I can. But ice, as you all know, eventually melts.
Yeah, but the point is, she was sitting there waiting for him to get comfortable.
I don't wait for you to get comfortable.
And he knew it. He was hoping.
If he knew it,
he was hoping.
He
was hoping that it wouldn't be the case. He was hoping that this time maybe she won't do it. I'm nervous because she's there. He had all of this hope in his head and all this confusion in his mind. He's like, maybe tonight I can lay down without her asking me to go.
You could have just brought it up with you. It's every night she's gonna want ice. Every night.
See, the part I don't get is she has arms and legs too.
Yes, but she is in bed 2 hours before you. Do you not think that the ice that she got?
I'm not in this.
Do you not think that the ice that she got?
You just said she's in the bed 2 hours before you. Whoa! Why you put it on me?
Listen, it's time for a dad joke.
That's what I was doing, Susan. I had to put a dad in. Susan also said,
it's been 22 years and I still cry when I talk about my son. Yeah. I can imagine. I don't think that that's ever.
It may never.
That's ever unreasonable. I think that there is some reasonableness to that. Amen. Sheila said, why did he just get the ice if he do it? Exactly.
Because he has a brain in his head and he's thinking. See, the ice has a purpose. Why does she need ice if she's going to sleep?
In the middle of the night when I sip my water, I want it to be cold.
See, look at you. There's no reason to bring her ice if she's sleeping. She's not going to use it.
Yes, I will. And it'll stay cold in my cup.
He has a brain in his head. That's why he didn't just do it. But good morning, Sheila Gotham. That's what you want.
Good morning, Sheila.
I would love your thoughts too on forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean? How does it show up? Craig Sabb says,
good morning, everyone. Have a great, blessed day on purpose and enjoy it to the fullest. Oh, yeah. If I would have come on today and you was not on, it was going to be some personal someplace messing up my empowerment duo fix for the week. I love you still.
Boy, Craig let me have it yesterday. You see what I'm talking about right there? That's why you can't borrow my VCR. Because he wasn't on yesterday.
I'm so sorry.
He let me have it. I felt you, Craig, in my soul.
I'm sorry that I needed some rest. And that rest came and took everything that it wanted.
That she did. She was asleep and couldn't get up. And oh, it's 9:29 on Wednesday, baby. When you were gone, I tried to replay Mark Greer's thing.
And I tried to replay it this morning. I can't get it.
Okay, so we'll have to save it. But
Absolutely.
It's a message there, and he was talking about I forget. But anyway, it's 9:29.
Susan said, I went and watched Wisdom Wednesday.
She watched it, yeah. She watched the replay, Greg.
Amen.
That's what she did.
Today in African American
Wait. Sheila Gotham and Jacqueline Rosier.
Sheila says, I don't have the spirit of offense. I forgive quickly.
Oh, wow.
But access to me becomes limited or non-existent.
Similar to what Monique was saying.
Absolutely.
She'll forgive you quickly because she knows what she got to do for herself.
Amen.
But access after that, limited.
No, we good. And you good.
Jacqueline Rosier says, Arizona blessings, everyone. It's a beautiful morning among the palm trees and mountains. Love the cut, Dr. Lisa. She got that on Wednesday. That's why she wasn't here. She got a cut. I've been listening to this very important topic, Forgiveness Friday, for 15 minutes and had to get out of my bed and let you know I appreciate all the comments so far. You guys have been bringing amazing comments. Thank you.
Amen.
And Margaret says, Happy Friday to you folks.
Happy Friday.
Forgiveness Friday and Shout It Out Friday. What you got?
That's right. Today in African American history by Michael A. Carson. In 1994, Jerome P. Franklin became the first African American regional administrator for the Federal Aviation Administration. As a 25-year veteran of the FAA, she was named as the head of 8 states with 6,750 employees.
Who's that name?
Jerome P. Franklin.
That's Garrommep Franklin.
And this is in 1994.
The first one. We're still having
less than 30 years.
We're still having first in today African American history. That's a good one. Just think of what she had to go through to get even any kind of rank.
Absolutely.
In the FAA.
And she had been in there for 25 years.
You know, a lot of us have grown up and being taught that we have to be better than them just to be seen close. You got to be better than them to get the job. You can't be as good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got to be better, way better, to get a promotion. It can't be close. And it's in our head, it's in our DNA, and it's in our head and our DNA for a reason, because we know it to be the case.
Absolutely.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness Friday. What unforgiveness is keeping you from success? What thoughts are you holding on to, either about yourself or about someone that could be instrumental to you, that you are harboring unforgiveness for, that's keeping you from success?
Listen to those words. What are you harboring unforgiveness for that's keeping you? Because it will. It becomes a hurdle, and the hurdle becomes bigger and bigger. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We trusting, forgiving, apologizing, access. These things all matter. And one of the beautiful things Jacqueline Rosier highlighted, she had to let you guys know she's appreciating the comments. But these comments that you guys are bringing are coming from places of wisdom. You guys aren't 19 years old no more. You've been around. You've seen some things. Life has taught you some lessons. You know, forgiveness is such an amazing concept.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is something that you need to forgive for, we had Communion Sunday a couple of Sundays ago at our church. And there was a young man who was young in the church. So I went and sat next to him as we were about to do the communion. And I pulled him in and I said to him, is there anybody that you need to forgive right now? Like, is anybody that you have a problem with out there? He goes, yeah, I need to forgive myself. I said, okay, I want you to forgive yourself, because the way communion works is if you have an ought, you're not supposed to take it. You're supposed to go ahead and clear that up and then come back and take communion. Because if you take communion when you have a problem with somebody, is as if taking poison unto yourself. So we did have that talk, and then he did take his communion. Jay Mattier says,
got to come in earlier, got to work later, got to work harder. just to get recognized.
Yeah.
That's what we were all taught.
Yeah, you were taught, and why are you taught that? Because that's true. You got to
At
come in
some
earlier.
point, there was a truism to that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a truism to that. It really
I'm not even sure
is.
if there was anymore.
Right. Sheila said, I just don't have time to be mad at anyone. I truly believe I would miss something spectacular.
Ooh.
Amen.
She would miss something spectacular if she was wasting time being mad at anyone. I almost feel like she said that in a you know what? I ain't got time to be mad.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I love that lady. That lady that said, ain't nobody got time for that. I love all of that. I woke up, Lord, it's a fall. And I ain't grabbed no shoes. I ran for my life. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. I love that lady. I got bronchitis. If y'all don't know what I'm doing, look up on YouTube. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. They even got a song.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
She's one of my favorite. Her and Charles Ramsey, my favorite.
Jacqueline says, I tell my children that part of the foundation of honoring your father and mother is forgiving them.
Thank you.
Like Jesus said on the cross, forgive them,
yes.
for they know not
yes.
what they do. Times when I have counseled others, I tell them, forgive your parents.
Yes.
For they sometimes do not know what they do.
Preach.
Absolutely.
That is so good. Forgive your parents.
Brian said, say that in your Nigerian voice. I don't have time
Susan
for that.
Said that. Yes.
Susan said, Brian, say that in your Nigerian voice. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that.
There you go, baby. Thank you.
That's not Nigerian.
Ain't nobody got time for that. And she put it all in her face. Ain't nobody got time for that. Love her. I love her and I love
hide your kids, hide your wife.
That's a good one too. Hide your wife.
Hide your kids. They raping everybody out here.
Mm-hmm. I love Charles Ramsey. You know, I was sitting on my porch, eating my McDonald's, and I heard something. I heard somebody scream. I was like, ooh. I love all of this stuff.
Oh my goodness. Today is Forgiveness
Day giveaway.
Forgive yourself. Forgive someone that doesn't deserve your forgiveness, because that is the freedom that you need. The freedom and the blessing that you need is often locked in forgiving someone for the unforgivable. But understand, forgiveness and boundaries are two different things. And I think for so long we were taught that they are the same. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that you have to give them access or opportunity to do the unforgivable again.
Also, through you guys' comments and what my daughter wife has said, forgiveness is heavy. Trying to move forward while dragging the anchor of unforgiveness.
It's like carrying a 10-piece luggage set everywhere you go.
More than 10 pieces. Oh, 10 pieces, yes.
Yeah, everywhere you go. Imagine if you had to corral that level of luggage to just go to the supermarket. I'm not talking about to take your month-long trip to Africa. I'm talking about you had to corral 10 pieces of luggage, the big one, the medium-sized one, the small one, the hat box, the makeup bag, all of that, just to go from point A to point B every time. It's going to slow you down.
Even if it can be done.
It's going to slow you down.
And it'll be exhausted, yes.
Absolutely.
It'll be exhausted. That's a very vivid illustration there. It's Friday. I'm hopeful you had a great week. We had a pretty good week in our household, I would say.
Yes.
Would you say so?
Yes.
Yes. We had a pretty good week. We did good work. We got good rest. And we're going to have a good day today. And I want you to have a good day today as well. Starts off with forgiveness and also take some breaks today. Mark Grierson says, there are so many things in life that we must let go of in order to grasp what is destined for us. Unforgiveness is an anchor we often put around our own necks. It causes us to always have our heads down, our spirits low, and our minds in constant turmoil. If success is what we want, if it is what we crave, if it is what we believe is our destiny, then we can hold nothing that hinders our destiny, including self-limiting beliefs, unforgiveness, negativity, or anything and anyone who does not feed into your greatness. Thank you, Brother Mark Greer. I attempted to read that in Mark Greer voice.
Absolutely.
But he's right. When Mark, as I was reading it, you know, here's my fist, and it's closed. Okay, hand me something, put in my fist. I can't hold anything with a closed fist.
Can't even hold my hand.
I can't even hold my pretty wife's hand. But if I was to open it, then I could hold her hand. Then I could hold anything else. Okay, let go in order to grasp what is destined for us. Thank you, Mark Greer, for that submission.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mark Greer. See, I tell people all the time, we got the smartest people in our feed. We got some of the most loving people. I do. I brag on our feed all the time. Sister Jacqueline E. Rosier submits.
By the way, Dr. Lisa, I am also a member of the One Earring Club.
Okay.
I found out that wearing one earring is a sign of being very unique. I love it. Thank you. I love it too.
Lisa's constantly done one earring since I've known her, and sometimes she does mismatched earrings, one this way, that way. I'm sure it's because there was a day that she couldn't find the other one and said, I'm just going to rock this.
That's one thought. That's not necessarily true. I actually often, if you see me with mismatched earrings, it's because I am in a more creative mood. And I do like mismatched earrings because I ain't gonna throw away an earring that I like.
Remember Michael Jackson made famous the one sequin glove. Sequin glove, okay? The one glove. And everybody thought I was so cool.
He just lost the other one.
Yeah, he couldn't find the other one. So I'm just gonna go with it.
I'm going, you don't get ready, but I had two of these, but I realized that my neck I don't have enough neck for two.
You don't think you have enough neck?
No. So one of them is just right because then I can manage it. It's not sitting on two shoulders.
Let me say this too about us. Now, neither one of us like horror movies. We're not gonna watch them, okay? If we think it's scary at all, we're just not gonna do it. If there's anything too ugly in it or too harsh in it, we're just not gonna go. We're not gonna watch it. Okay?
But we decided.
That's how. No, wait a minute. That's how wimpy we are, okay?
Wimpy is a choice. I don't want those demonic spirits.
Right, I don't do it.
Around in my head.
I've never seen Get Out, for example, just because of the previews of it.
And I never will.
And I won't see Get Out. I'm not going to watch that, okay?
Jay said I only do one earring.
But is your earring like this? Okay. Lisa's actually got a stud earring over here. She's not doing one earring today. She's got mismatched earring today. But so
I always do mismatched.
So there's a popular movie out now that I had already decided I'm not going to see. I'm just going to miss out. But my wife came to me, said, Brian, I've decided I want to see the movie Sinners.
Translation, we're going to see the movie Sinners.
I'm like, really? You're going to see that? Because that seems out of character for us.
But I did research, and there is some suspenseful moments in it, from what I understand. And there are some references to some other things, but it's not just blood and gore for the sake of blood and gore.
Blood and gore is not even the thing for me. It's just ugly, I can't handle it, or brutality, too much brutality, I can't handle it. Like, I've only seen What's Love Got to Do with It one time because of the way he beat up on her and choked her out and all that. I can't handle it. I am. I've seen The Color Purple one time. because of the way Mr. treated Seeley. I can't handle that watching that stuff.
He is sensitive. Y'all think he is just a big, strong brute, but he is so sensitive.
Whatever, man. I'm not watching that. I mean, at least smacks her down and gets on top of her and do his business on her. I don't like that. Even in the kitchen scene, I ain't like how he was just look at you and all that. I ain't like all that. So, but we're gonna see it. We were going to see it today, but we come up with better plans for today. So we'll go see it sometime early next week, probably Monday or Tuesday.
We decided to hang out with you guys today, this morning. Because I was actually sitting on the edge of the bed saying, you know what, this could be an off day too. But I love you guys, and I decided, you know what, we need to be here. We need to show some love to the empowerment family.
So we're about to show love the way we show love. And the way we show love here is with the thank you. And the way we say thank you is with greeting songs, with greeting logos. What? Oh, we hadn't even said it yet. I heard it was glad it's on the screen. Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeill, Brian K. McNeill. And this is the Empowerment Duo podcast. It's called Let's Talk About It. We talk about personal conversations and spiritual inspiration.
With a little bit of shenanigans.
That's what we are. That's what we talk about. And some of you guys have been regular contributors, putting stuff in the comments.
And interestingly enough, our topic today, forgiveness, fits all three of those categories. Business information, spiritual inspiration, and personal conversation.
Yes.
Because it's going to affect every part of what it is that you do.
So for as an example, up first today is Mr. Uzama Ra. He's got a song.
Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King. Uzama, Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King. Uzama.
Uzama's song is better when you're here, sweetheart. Wednesday, I had to do Uzama's Jam without you. I ain't give him none of that show to action.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. Good morning, Miss Phyllis.
Susan Kennedy.
You're everything I've hoped for.
You're everything I need.
You are so beautiful. That's Susan Kennedy's greeting jam. How did she get a song? She regularly contributes. What's a contributor? Someone who puts stuff in the comment section that we can read.
Absolutely.
Like Monique does.
Moni in the middle. Where's she at? In the middle. Modi in the middle. Where that at? In the middle.
Again, Lisa and I can carry a room, but it's better with your contributions here. Jay Maddie's got a song too, and it goes, get ready, get ready. Oh, get ready, because here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Oh, Zama Ra is still in the room. He's in Detroit. And
he's in Detroit. He's with Peggy.
No, he may not. He lives in Detroit. Peggy lives in Florida.
Oh, Peggy lives in Florida. Right. That's right.
But he's a sports fan as well. And the New York Knicks was in the first round of the playoffs against the Detroit Pistons, and it was a great series. Every game was like within 6 points or 3 points. Every game, the Knicks won. When Knicks won the series, 4-2, but it could have gone the other way just as easily because Detroit was very competitive. But the Knicks won. Last night, it was an amazing game to watch. The Knicks was way out front early, and Detroit came back, and Detroit went ahead. And then the Knicks came back, and Detroit went ahead again. The Knicks came back, and then Detroit was winning by 7 points with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. They're supposed to win that game, but my Knicks prevailed. Then they tied the game up with like 10 seconds left, and my man, big body Rick Brunson, came down and shook Isaiah Thompson, who has played Rick Brunson very, very well. Shook him and took a couple steps and sank a three, and we won by 3 points. Exciting game, thrilling game, and the right team won. Right, Craig?
Sheila, doctor. Sheila. Storms are brewing in her eyes.
Oh, now that the Knicks have won, they get to go play Boston Celtics. That's where Jay Maddie's from. They get to go play Boston, and Boston is the current defending NBA champions because they won the championship last year. But I think the Knicks match up well against Boston, so we're going to see.
Uzama said he turned the TV off and went to bed after the Pistons fumbled at the end. at the end.
Oh, you talking about when Michael Beasley, when they passed the ball to Michael Beasley, who had been hot, and he fumbled the ball and it went out of bounds. Craig Saab, 1,000 degrees.
You'll be on your knees.
And you'll be burning, begging, please.
Brother
Freeze, Craig, let me borrow your VCR. Now that Lisa's here, let me borrow your VCR so I can dub a tape.
Jack and Rosie, pretty little one that I adore.
You're the only one my
heart beats for. I'm so glad that you are mine.
Scroll up a little bit. Up. Did we do her?
Yes.
We did. Okay.
Yes.
I don't remember.
You did. Oh.
Okay. Mark Greer has a jam too. So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get around it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove.
Nothing can stop us now.
Nothing can stop us now. That's Mark Greer's jam right there.
Absolutely. I think we got everybody. Jacqueline says, shout out. Mother's Day boxes are on their way. Please enjoy. Sold out in 5
Of course
minutes.
you did.
You guys rock. Can do spice, creative cooking, and just say it. Thank you.
I'm so happy to hear that you're selling out of your stuff. You should sell out because your stuff is awesome. Mother's Day, in case you forget, it's always the second Sunday in May. Okay, the second Sunday. This year, I think it's on the 11th.
It is.
Okay, the second Sunday in May.
And I have plans to take your mother to Botanical Gardens on the 10th.
Which Botanical Gardens?
I don't know.
In Belmont?
I guess. I don't know.
You're going to take my mom to Botanical Gardens?
Yeah. You are welcome to come and take her with me.
That's it. I'll go with you. I'll go. But I don't think that's the place to take mama.
That's where the ladies are going to be.
Oh, okay. The ladies from the church.
From the church.
Okay, then y'all go. Okay. Uzama, man, that was a great series to watch. They were very evenly matched. They could have went either way. So I enjoyed watching, and I had a great cigar. The cigar I had last night was called a punch. It was called an after dinner punch, and it's a little bit longer than normal cigars. And when I try out new cigars, I typically buy 2 of them just in case I like it. So if I'm going to try something new, I'll get 2. But the other night, and I almost never do this. The other night I smoked an after dinner punch, and I was like, oh wow, this is a great cigar. It was so great, I smoked the same cigar the next night. So for 2 nights in a row, I've had the same cigar, the after dinner punch. And now I gotta go get some more after dinner punches because I really liked the stick. And the good basketball game with a good cigar makes a lot of difference to me.
I know, Jay, right? Where is Lena Janelle, baby?
We gotta let Lena Janelle know that you asked for her. I'm gonna tell her your fan base, Lena, was looking for you.
For real.
She'll catch the show, but thank you for mentioning her name. Thank you to all of you guys who chose
And
to
hang
come
out
by.
with us.
Yes,
We
yes.
appreciate it every single time. This weekend, if you happen to be in the Charlotte regional area, we will look forward to seeing you at church with us on Sunday at 10 a.m. as well. Uzama said was looking forward to a game 7 and us playing Boston
Because we hate them. I hate Boston too. Okay, so
forgive Boston.
The Knicks, New York and Boston have a rivalry. Yankees, Red Sox, the Bruins versus the Islanders and Rangers. New York, Boston has a long history of rivalry. So it makes sense for us to never want Boston to win anything.
So should you forgive Boston?
No, I don't. But I don't want to say I hate them either. How about instead of saying I hate Boston,
strongly dislike them?
Severely dislike.
We love you. And think about forgiveness today.
Yes.
Think about what unforgiveness might be blocking for you in your life, in your health, in your business, in yourself. The unforgiveness might be towards you. In the
Yes.
meantime and in between
Have a
time.
great weekend.
And don't forget to have